Hello. Welcome to the game where mankind is dead, blood is fuel, and hell, well, it was full. This video is essentially a remake of my original ULTRAKILL video, which was pretty bad all things considered. I originally completely forgot about the game until I heard that the game's 7th layer was released, and but we'll be getting to that someday. This video, like the original one, will only cover the prelude as well as the first act of the game. So with that said, let this shit show begin. After getting your eardrums completely eviscerated by the game's intro, you will have your first taste of the combat. You start off with the piercer revolver, which is about as basic as a starting weapon can get. You can also use it to destroy glass panels, not just during exploration, but also when you're fighting. Yep, you can parry. This isn't just limited to projectiles though. You can also parry melee attacks. The next level is not really worth mentioning, though there is a secret here. You'll just need to activate Among Us mode to find it. And new guns. The marksman is essentially the best weapon in the entire game, if you can use it, that is. Then there's the sharpshooter, which is also pretty neat.
You're pretty good.
You didn't see anything? Now equipped with the shotgun, you not only have one of the best close-range weapons in the game, but you also have a pocket grenade launcher for some reason. And yeah, you can parry your own bullets. If you think that the explosion from the core eject isn't fancy enough, yeah, just do this. But don't use it in melee range because the explosion still does damage to you. Oh shit, it's this guy again. Damn. The next level is also not really noteworthy. It's just a small gauntlet of enemies you already fought, minus the swords machine of course. The level after that, however, is the end of the prelude. It features 2 copies of Michael Jordan who call themselves Cerberus for some reason. Now, why am I saying they're copies of Michael Jordan? Well, it's because they ball. But so do I. Well, guess that's over. Time to go to hell. What the fuck? This isn't hell? Well, at least I can make a wish here. Oh god, this is bad. Fucking puzzles. If I wanted to play The Witness, I would have just done so, but I didn't. I wanted to play ULTRAKILL. The actual level itself, which I just abruptly ended, isn't that bad either. You also get access to the nail gun, and let me tell you, this is the best possible usage of construction equipment that anyone has ever thought of. I mean, I don't know, I'll just let it speak for itself. The next level introduces these annoying fucks called street cleaners. If one shows up amongst a group of enemies, you should get rid of them first if you don't want to cosplay as a Human Torch. You can take them out with a well-placed coin shot, so it isn't that difficult to kill them. Seriously. Alright, next level. This one tasks you with choosing a path and get the skull at the end of it. So, bloods or grips, ladies and gentlemen. The main door at the center opens to only one skull, but if you get both of them, this secret door here opens up. Yeah, I'd like to understand what's happening right now, but it seems like the game doesn't want me to. Now for the main boss of the level. Hey, wait a second, isn't this the guy who made Metal Gear? Well, time to get my prize. I kinda like it that you're incentivized to collect free skulls here, because it makes you explore the level a little bit more and listen to that beautiful music, but that's not really necessary. Though it seems like we're not the only one who skipped the skulls here and jumped through a window. Welcome to the Carpal Tunnel Simulator. I died 5 times during the initial recording, and I still didn't have enough footage for this fight. V2 is essentially you, but worse. Sure, he can tank more hits than you, and he also sometimes just is way faster than you, but there is one really big disadvantage. He can't heal. Throughout the entire game, you've been able to heal yourself through the blood of your enemies, but V2 can't do that. He makes up for it though by sending your inexperienced ass back to the last checkpoint way too many times. For many first-time players, V2 is a brick wall that has to be overcome. However, if you manage to beat him here, then you have what it takes to beat the rest of this act. He also gives you a parting gift once he's defeated. Next up, the last layer, where the first level just kinda exists. I mean, the setting is cool, especially with this guy in the background, but the level doesn't really have anything else going for it. I mean, it's just bridges and glass panels at some points. I don't really like it, it's not that interesting. The next one, however, is way better. It introduces a new enemy type, and it also gives you access to the railgun. The level after also introduces a new enemy, and it's also just really fucking big. There is a hidden exit in this level, which leads to a secret mission, but I'm not in the mood for that one right now, especially because I've already done it once and I don't necessarily want to do that one again. How about I just end the level instead? Next up, New York Subway Simulator. You're supposed to use the card at the start of the level to traverse it, but B-hopping is just way better. Welcome to the hand fight. You're role-playing as that one stupid key in your pocket that just constantly keeps dodging you when you try to grab it. But we're a key with guns, so we can actually fight back. Oh god, this must be what it feels like to be a Smurf. At first, this fight might seem pretty unfair. After all, Minos is a pretty big lad. You are doing decent damage here, but if he hits you with one of those black holes that he spawns and then a punch right after, you're dead. However, beating this level will reveal something to you. Almost every other level in this game has a challenge which is revealed at the result screen. ULTRAKILL is a game where you can do almost everything with your arsenal. This challenge reinforces that by turning the fight against King Minos into a Metal Gear Rising boss fight. As for what the challenge is, it's to parry a punch. With Metal Gear Ray now defeated, we enter his mouth and therefore his guts. This is the Gluttony layer. It only has 2 levels. The first one is a gauntlet of enemies that is not too difficult to beat. It's just somewhat long, but now it's time for the final level of Act 1. Welcome to Who Wants to Beat Up an Angel, featuring Gabriel, who is voiced by Gianni Manfrograno. We're essentially fighting the guy who was responsible for such videos as... and...
You peed on it, didn't you, little piss boy?
Unlike the real Gianni, Gabriel sadly does not shit aggressively. He prefers to split your ass wide open with a spear instead. Like, no joke, he actually has a spear, and it's pretty annoying. In his second phase, he turns red, signifying that he is now big angry. Oh. His attacks get somewhat faster, but that shouldn't be a problem. If I was able to beat him on my first try after not playing the game for almost half a year, I think you should be able to beat him after 7 tries or so.
What? How can this be? Best by this thing?
Once he's defeated, he drops an F-bomb, declares a 1v1 rematch like any salty Call of Duty player would, and leaves. And that's it. Act 1 is over. Well, not quite. Gluttony, just like any other layer, has a secret level. You can find it in 3-1 inside the Ashes section. In order to access it, you need to beat every level in the prelude and Act 1. But beating them normally would be a little bit too easy. You need to beat them perfectly. I already had a P rank on every level before I started recording, so I didn't have to do it again. But in case you're wondering how you get one, it's quite simple. Beat the level as fast as possible, while killing as many enemies as possible, and do both of these things as stylishly as possible. If you get an S in completion time, kills and style, as well as beating the level without dying / respawning, you get a P rank. Some of these levels can be P ranked pretty easily, like most of the prelude levels. Unless you're one of those big dumb idiots who make ULTRAKILL videos and die to the swords machine on accident. Some are a little tougher though, and then there's 3-1. Style and kills aren't really the problem here, it's mostly the completion time that's problematic. If I remember correctly, it's like 5 minutes and 30 seconds. It's been a while, so my memory is a little bit fuzzy on that. But getting that time done, while also killing the most amount of enemies here, it can be pretty tricky. But if you optimize your route enough, you can do it. But now that you got a P rank on every level, I have to congratulate you, because you have now successfully ignored the warning that the game threw at you. This is P-1, the hardest level that you can access within the bounds of Act 1. After descending down the spinal staircase, or just doing what I'm doing here and just saving time and placing the torch on this pedestal, you're up against this abomination called the Flesh Prison. If you don't kill the eyes whenever they spawn, the prison can use them to heal itself. It also has some pretty strong attacks like aids and the favorite move of every paladin in D&D. After the prison is dead, the level is not over, however. Now you have to fight Minos Prime, a fight that I highly recommend you do with audio on. He calls out his attacks, which is pretty handy, but even if you know what he's gonna pull, it's still up to you to do something about it. Some moves you just dodge, others you can parry, and sometimes both. Overall, Minos is a pretty strong opponent, and he can easily inflate your restart counter for this level. But if you practiced enough, you can defeat him without too much effort.
Forgive me, my children, for I have failed to bring you salvation from this cold, dark world.
Okay, that was unexpected. Before I started my recording process for this video, I only managed to beat the prison and Minos right after on my first try once. No more, no less. I mostly died to the prison, to be fair. Not Minos, I was able to do him pretty much consistently. But that one attempt gave me an A rank because I was lacking in style and I wasn't fast enough. And now, of all times, when I'm just playing through the level because I need to record it, I get a P. Like, how does that even work? But, well, it's still 2 acts to go. With all of that said, however, I bid you farewell for now. Peace out.